Hey, Geoff Lewis here from Seriously Series, and welcome to another campfire cooking segment, or video I should say. Here tonight we're going to go for a bit of a golden oldie. We're going to go for a roast, and I'm just going to run through, it's very simple, how to do a roast in a camp oven, or how I do a roast in a camp oven. So if this sounds like something that's of interest to you, then you know what to do. Stay tuned. Rightio, so we've put the roast in the camp oven, which I think it's beef, but anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's the same principle for all meats right across the board. We've put some potatoes in, we'll have carrots, and we'll have corn on the cob later on. The reason being is your spuds generally take about the same time to cook or bake as the meat itself. That's what I tend to find anyway. Whereas carrots, you want to leave them probably till last because they have a lot higher water content than the spuds. They tend to go really mushy. And corn, being corn, just doesn't take very long to cook or bake. So we're using a Binduli camp oven. This is a spun steel camp oven, so it's quite thin, which is really great here in Western Australia. Fire's a bit warm. Which means we don't need a lot of coals to actually cook the roast. So anyway, we'll put that on top. And I like to put a few coals underneath and then put a heap of coals on top. And that tends to bake it pretty well. So anyway, we'll make a bed of coals. I'll talk about how you can get the right temperature with your coals. And then we'll leave it, and hopefully we'll have a fantastic end result to show you in a couple of hours time. Okay, so we've got our bed of coals, which doesn't look all that impressive, and we've got our pile of coals on top, which doesn't look that impressive either. This is a thin steel camp oven, as I've mentioned earlier, so we don't need a lot of wood. Generally, the rule of thumb when doing a camp roast or roasting meat in a camp oven is 1 kilo per hour at 180 degrees centigrade. So if you do the conversion, you'll get that into Fahrenheit. We're going to leave it for probably an hour or two. We've got a good couple of kilos in here. For the last hour, I'll put the carrots in and I'll put the corn in too. That way the texture of the carrots is preserved and the corn should be really nice and sweet. I have got a little bit close to the campfire too, so you are right if you've guessed that also. If you get it too close, you will develop a hot spot, but it's not too bad here. Anyway, we'll just keep a bit of an eye on it, and if it starts smoking and burning, then we'll move it further away, won't we? Anyway, we'll leave it for a bit, and we'll check it later on.